Well, President-elect Donald Trump has indicated that once in office, he plans on ending the consumer tax credit for electric vehicle purchases. So under President Biden's signature Inflation Reduction Act, buyers qualify for a clean vehicle tax credit of $7,500 for a new electric vehicle and up to $4,000 for a used one. Policy also applies to lease vehicles. So according to Emmons, that's a car research and buying company, the average discount on EVs last month was more than $3,500 off the total price. However, even with that discount included, the average price of an EV was more than $59,000. So just for some context, that's roughly $12,000 more than the average price of a gas-powered car. Nora Naughton joins us now. She's the senior autos reporter for Business Insider. Nora, great to have you on the program. With the potential of that tax credit disappearing, should someone who's maybe thinking about buying or leasing an EV consider accelerating that timeline?
Yeah, right now is really your last chance to get a good deal on an EV. And it's not just because that these tax credits are potentially in danger. We have a big confluence of things that have made EVs really cheap right now, which is that automakers overestimated demand. So there is just too much supply on dealer lots right now, which means that they need to get rid of them. So there have been lots of discounts all year long, even before Trump was elected in November. That's ramped up now that we're heading towards the end of the year. And next year, the automakers will be enacting new production plans that pull back on some of that overproduction and bring things a little bit more in line with demand. And then that is going to make some of those deals we've seen go away. But right now is sort of the last chance for these like really once in a lifetime deals, particularly when it comes to leasing. You can really get quite a good deal
Yeah.
on an electric vehicle right now.
Well, Nora, you mentioned the demand piece, that these companies overestimated demand. And so I kind of want to push you on one piece here, because one of the biggest worries that drivers have about EVs is charging, right? Many parts of the country, they need charging infrastructure still to be built out. And so if the new administration plans to deprioritize this green transition, if you will, do you think there's a concern that we wouldn't see that necessary investment in charging?
Yeah, there is definitely a danger there. What I will say about the tax credit and the infrastructure together, they are in the Inflation Reduction Act, which was passed by Congress under the Biden administration. It would take an act of Congress to repeal those things. So that's not to say that Trump won't try to make that happen, but it's not like he can get into office and turn this off
Yeah.
immediately. We could see a pullback in enthusiasm in relation to a new administration, but a lot of that money that is set aside from the government
Was
is going to
passed
stay
by
in place right
Congress.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Though, to be fair, we do have a Republican Congress. So if he wanted to do something, he would, in theory, have the votes. Where does Tesla fit into all of this, right? I mean, Elon Musk's closeness to the president-elect, his company benefits from tax credits, yet he posted on X at one point saying, quote, take away the subsidies, so these tax credits, right? It will only help Tesla. Why?
You know, I'm not sure. And I think a lot of the auto industry is trying to figure that out too. One thing that Tesla does have over its competitors is that it has figured out a way not only to sell electric vehicles profitably, which is something that no other car company does, but run a car company at profit margins above 20% occasionally. So that's a lot of profit margin for him to deal with. That's given him the space to control the pricing in the EV market for the last couple of years. So this is just a company that runs so efficiently, they can afford for this the environment to get less favorable
Yeah,
and still do
I
okay.
guess if I'm going to kind of play back to you, if there is no tax credit, Tesla still has room to lower their prices, whereas a Ford
Correct.
and a GM, they're just not at that place from a profitability standpoint. Really interesting insight. And my takeaway is, if I'm considering an EV, there's some good deals right now. Nora Naughton, thank you.
Absolutely.